Hey, brothers, welcome to another fantastic Tuesday night with Dream Connections. And I'm honored to be with my good friend, my brother, Greg Watkins. How you doing, man?
Good, Brent. Appreciate it.
Listen, it's really fun. I'm sitting here at my favorite restaurant having dinner here, and all of a sudden I start getting these messages on Viber from Greg. He's like, "Oh my God, this thing's amazing! These women are incredible!" And it was a joy. So it really made my day. And we get on there. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. I just want to capture right now. We did a little 10-minute interview together. I'm gonna play that, and then we're just going to open this up to a great conversation. You guys it'll be a very live interactive night. Everybody here on the call, can ask questions. And Greg said, I'd love to chat and be part of it. So Greg, if you don't mind, let's jump over to our interview, and then we'll come right back.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Hey, my brothers in the tribe, I got to tell you, there's nothing more in my life I love than just seeing guys who will take action and venture out and just experience coming alive and experience such things. And Greg Watkins has been one of those guys. We've just enjoyed in the middle of his adventure and his journey. He shares the spirit with me and his notes and like all the stuff that's going on, and he's just busting. And it's so cool to see the excitement and joy. So, Greg, we're going to just break it down and share your story, but give the guys just a little bit of background. Obviously, if they haven't met you, just where you're at and part of the world, and what made you first think about doing a virtual quest tour program with Dream Connections.
Well, actually, I've been living in Florida. I've been in the South for about 30 some years, originally from Detroit. Love the South. I live in South Florida and Sarasota. I'm close to the beach. It's been a great experience. Was married 26 years. Of course, that was an experience like a lot of us, I'm sure, have shared. Not a pretty deal.
Yeah.
And it was actually a few years ago I started researching international matchmaking, and I came across your videos and Dream Connections, and I just really liked how they were so professional. It was just a whole different level of
Yeah.
connection.
Thanks. Yeah.
And I've tried dating, match.com and all that kind of stuff. And in fact, I kind of joked it was a week before I was actually selling my house, had sold my house, was in the process of moving, and I went on my last match date. Gal was like a supermodel. Most of you probably, if you saw her picture, would recognize her. She'd done commercials. Was excited to meet her. She invited me to go and meet with her and her friends for dinner. I show up at 6:30. I'm expecting, I'm probably the first guy there. Turns out they're all in the bar. Everybody's getting hammered. And, here's this beautiful supermodel. And it was really distracting because her fake eyelashes were like doing this deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew that was it, so I pulled the trigger. But this has actually been, I think, Mark, you and I started talking last year in the spring, I think. And I'm a little hard-headed. I've been in a couple of bad bike wrecks, broke my back, my neck a couple of times.
Wow.
My hip, took my hip and back out 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And with COVID, they'd do the hip replacement first and repair my back. And but I was in the gym, the 2 days of surgery last March. Within, I'm a Marine, so we don't accept anybody's answers.
Right.
I was back in the gym as soon as I got clearance. I was working out again, riding a bicycle for doing my cardio every day, and then had COVID in July. Was sick for about a month and a half. A friend of mine's a pharmacist, hooked me up with hydrochloroquine and all that stuff. So I got through that. And then in November, I came down kidney stones in both kidneys. I didn't know what the heck was going
Oh my
on.
gosh, glutton for punishment.
Yeah, well, you've heard of Murphy's Law, right?
Right, there you go.
Yeah, well, I'm Murphy.
Hi.
So anyways, the first day after they released me from the emergency, they put a stent in to get me prepared for 6 weeks of surgery in both kidneys. And my son came and picked me up from Miami. We're parked in a drive-up pharmacy, and an old guy, 90-year-old guy, totals his Mercedes in the back of my son's Porsche SUV.
Oh my gosh.
Well, now I went from, man, I was making great progress. Now I've got herniated disc below all of my hardware in my neck. It's just been another exciting program. So
Wow.
yeah.
Oh
So
my gosh.
anyways, I've just kept my focus on this, staying positive. And last week I started my first week of online dating, or the
Virtual
virtual
Quest
one.
tour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Wow.
before you started the dating, did you have some time to talk with your romance coach and try to line those up and tell the guys a little bit about how you before you started actually having the dates, what you went through?
Yeah. So first I was communicating with Anna,
Hmm.
and then Anna introduced me to Inga, my coach.
Hmm.
She gave me some really good tips. And I'll tell you what, man, these ladies are invaluable.
Yeah.
You wish you could have one all the time in your life, because they give you so much knowledge, and they're so helpful. And uh,
They're
it's
amazing.
real, yeah, it's a quick learning curve. So it's just been an incredible blessing for me, and it's actually exceeded my expectations.
Oh, that's
Uh,
great to hear.
yeah, the first couple of days, you're like a kid in a candy store. It's like, oh my God, what is it in the water? They're all so beautiful. I mean, honestly, it's crazy.
Wow.
So you got to get over the emotional stuff, because I just wanted everybody.
Yeah.
And then you got to, like, no, let's bring myself back in, and I'm a business guy. So I look at numbers, and I started being more pragmatic about it, and see what really is. And of course, with my coach, just kind of dialoguing some of those things to start targeting on what I'm looking for
Yeah.
in a woman. And it's just crazy. So
It is so cool. I loved your messages. You were so excited. You're just busting. You go, they're so beautiful. How do I pick? What do I do?
yeah, that's right.
Oh,
It's hard, man. I mean, it's like they're all tens.
yeah. And tender-hearted. It's the feminine spirit that really adds to it.
Well, it's the depth. It's the
Yeah.
depth of the character of the women that you're meeting. They're
Hmm.
all on the same page. It's not like here
Yeah.
in the Western world,
Right.
where it's just whatever they can get out of you. A couple of years ago, I was on a date with a real hot Sicilian looking lady, and I mean, answered all the physical stuff. But after a while, it just became, where she was just using me, and I could see all that. And I'd only
Hmm.
let people get away with what I allow them to.
Of course.
And we're in a drive. We'd gone up to St. Pete, went to the Dolly Museum for an afternoon. As we're coming, and I drove a nice car, but she goes, "Oh, you're one of those rich guys that likes to hide their money." I go, "What in
Oh,
the heck are you
geez.
talking about, honey?" I said, "If I was as rich as you think I am, I'd be driving a Bentley right now."
Yeah.
And that was kind of the end of that. That was the last red flag I needed for that deal. So,
Yeah.
um,
Next.
anyway, from that to here we are now, where you're getting really top quality women that are looking for what we're looking for.
Mm.
There's no games. They're very, like Mark had said in a couple of the videos, they are really upfront and black and white. That's how I live. I love that. And the first couple of times it might freak you out a little bit because they're so direct, but it's really refreshing.
Mm. So cool, brother. That is just so cool.
Yeah.
And you're just halfway through.
Oh my God. I can't. Yeah, this is like crazy, man.
Well, tell you what, I'd like to keep tracking with you, and maybe you can jump on the Tuesday webinar and answer some guys' questions live. Too. It's
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
what I love about the brotherhood is we're the only one out there that do what we do, like we do, and love community. And we love to share life experiences with each other. And so to me, this is my joy. I get this with everybody. Plus, these amazing Ukrainian women you talk about, are here in my office. And they I get to experience their dedication, their hard work. They're just no complaints, and they're always thinking 3 steps ahead to think what else do you need and try to get there before you even have to ask for it. It's unfreaking unbelievable. And like you said, I don't know if it's in the water, their mamas train them that way, or what the case may be, but this is the lost world, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'm glad you got to taste it as a contrast to everything else, right?
Oh, absolutely. It only took me 65 years to find this place. So.
Dude, you're just in for a great treat. And I'm just glad to share life with you, brother. And I look forward to hearing more as your journey goes on. But I just wanted to catch you right now midstream and just let the guys get a little taste of, of what this experience can be like. So I really appreciate you sharing. Any thoughts you'd like to share with the guys in closing here?
Yeah, I definitely recommend, if anybody's out there hesitating, you're just costing yourself time and aggravation.
Mm-hmm.
This is for real. These women are absolutely incredible. As soon as I can, I've got probably one more medical procedure, and then I'm off to the Ukraine.
Right on,
And
brother.
I know that I'm going to find my wife over there without a doubt.
You may have already met her.
Yes, I think I might have. My number actually was my first pick. I keep going back to her. So,
listen to your heart. I love it. All right, brother. Thanks so much for sharing, and look forward to catching up with you soon, man. You got it.
Hi, brother. Appreciate it.
That was fun. So share a little bit, because since then you've had even some more dates. How has this been going?
Well, it's insane. I mean, they keep presenting me with, well, what about this one? And I'm trying, it's like, how do you thin out the herd? It's crazy. So I've had my second date from last week. I have another second date on Friday. I'm actually going to go to the beach. I'm going to do the call from there. I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, Anna suggested another gal today. One of the women that I had picked early on wasn't available because she had COVID. So I think I've got 3 booked this week, 2 new ones, and then some follow-up. So it's been incredible. It's exceeded my expectations. That I can guarantee you.
Well, I want to ask you, one of the things people are going to wonder about is how do you sense chemistry? How do you connect with somebody over a video? How has it been?
Well, it's interesting because I thought, how are you going to do this? I had all those same kind of questions and to myself, but it's amazing. It's just the conversation, even with an interpreter. And I think I heard you or somebody mention this on one of the videos. Doesn't matter. You don't speak the same language. You pick that chemistry up. There's like a connection, and you're going to connect with more than one. So, I mean, I'm not a Mormon, so that's a tough deal for me, but I'm thinking maybe I convert. I don't know. But it's been a really good experience. I mean, these women they're incredible. There's not even words to describe what I thought and what is actually happening is definitely exceeded any forethought I might have had.
Yeah. So I want to answer. Paul asked a great question. I'm going to jump over to his question, then we'll run a little video of the girls you've been dating. Paul says, "What's the experience on the ladies' side? For the VQT, can they sense chemistry?" And I want to tell you, from our side, we know, because the girls after the video calls are calling the romance coach back, wondering how they did and if he liked her and stuff. So obviously they feel this interest that they picked up with this guy, and they're like hopeful. They're like hoping that that he felt it too. So it does work as much as you can. I mean, obviously nobody marries pixels. You got to go meet them, but it seems to be a really fantastic way for people to connect using this with the romance coach. She continues to be your RC, your romance coach, throughout the experience, in and out of the calls, because I'm sure Inga talks to you outside of the calls to let you know how it's going and what you did and what she thought and what she would suggest. So it's not just a lineup of video calls. It's a whole program, and it's cool. We took the Dream Connections thing and made it work. We invented this in 2020 for the era of COVID, and but now if people have any fear of travel, do this now and, come visit later. But it's a really fantastic option. And it's really neat to see that it's producing marriages and guys coming here to meet the ladies. If that was happening, then I was good with this. And it is happening. Can you chat with the lady? So yeah, Shandon, here's the question. It's basically, when does she and I, the girl and I, start our own private communication on this? And in the VQT program, we obviously we have to protect, and we never give the lady's identification to anybody. She has to offer it. And typically, it happens after a second, third day, they go, yeah, I want to start, and the two connect. It's your relationship. So after the 2 weeks, the two of you take off. And if you want to include the romance coach for, translated video dates, or you just want to message each other, it's your relationship. So definitely no problem. Hang on a second. Greg, what are your initial qualifications for ladies? In other words, what kind of lady are you looking for when you told Inga what you're looking for?
Yeah, I just want, living abroad, and these women are just completely different than what we're used to in the West. And I actually swore off of Western women a few years ago. It was just a matter of time getting to this point. I can't, I don't know if I can really pinpoint what it is, but it's just the honesty, and they're genuine. These ladies, I dated a nice gal, she kind of met all my qualifications. I like them kind of short. I like dark hair, but all that goes out the window because you connect with a blonde, and well, there you go.
You're done. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter. You don't know when it's going to hit, but I would say there's probably 3 that are definitely in my top.
Now, the question is, before you came, when you started talking with Inga about what kind of woman you're looking for, what did you describe her as?
Oh, okay. I want somebody that's family oriented, that's serious, that's going to be honest, genuine, and that really will give back what I'm looking for. In other words, a lot of times I end up giving more in a relationship, and you just want that reciprocity. And that was kind of really what I looked for. And after a couple of ladies, now they're sending me people, Inga knows what I'm looking for. She had me dialed in within 24 hours.
That's sweet.
After a few meetings. So
yeah,
that's where your coach really comes in to help. But
no, she does. And they get to read you as your personality because they also know the ladies' personalities. Jason asked you, because in the video, you mentioned so many of the medical challenges you've had. Did that come up in conversations that ladies ask you about your health conditions?
No, I don't bring up, it's like anything. These are introductory calls. So you're just kind of getting to know each other a little bit. You're kind of with the video thing. You're just kind of pre-qualifying and see if it's somebody that you're interested in and that you want to move forward with. It's really seamless. You don't have to think a whole lot about what's going on. It just falls into place.
Okay. All right. So let's do something right now where you can have a little bit of fun. So I just have like 2.5 minutes. We just did a slideshow of the profile pictures of the girls. I'm going to turn the sound off the video and keep you and I live. So you could just make a little comment about, about the girl, the date, what your impressions were. So we'll just free fall this. All right. It's going to be ad lib together. And if you don't think of anything to say, that's fine. We just look at pretty pictures. Guys don't mind looking at pictures of pretty girls. So let me tee that up.
Just one little thing.
Go ahead.
I don't know if anybody asked this. So I was wondering how you're going to communicate with these women. Now, I did have one gal, I don't know, from our group, and I told Inga about it. He had contacted me after our phone call. So we have been texting, and that what's nice about the app is that you can translate really simply. So it's pretty seamless. So I just wanted to throw that out.
Cool. All right, brothers, here we go. Let's have some fun here. Okay, romantic clouds, yada yada yada. Let's get to the pictures. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, she's my number one right there. Wow. Sweet, her personality matches her picture. Another one, beautiful. I mean, beautiful, sweet lady, intelligent, strong. Oh yeah, Olga. I met her on Sunday. That was good. She was my first date. Very nice. Yeah, she was, again, they're all awesome. How can you beat that? Whew. This is out of my league, bro. I don't even know how I'm getting something like this. So we hit it off great. Right? You can't see yourself with somebody like that?
You can't. The question is, does she see somebody like you in her life? That's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing, is they're reciprocal. They feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're interested. Now, I had my second date with her yesterday.
Mm.
She's definitely, right up there.
How many American women are 40s looking like this, right?
She's 50.
Oh, 50. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks, man. I owe you, brother. If I was going to have another kid, I'd name him after you.
That's very kind. And it's funny because we've obviously had guys of all age ranges. In fact, right now we've got a guy we're working with is 26, but for a guy 65, and guys are conditioned by this stupid international dating industry that guys in their 60s should be dating people in their 20s, because that's what the other dating sites always put out there. But then you look at what real classy women who are genuine, really in their 40s, even early 50s look like. You're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. And they take care of them, like you said. They take care of themselves. They take pride in their work. They are really hard workers. They really take care of themselves physically. They want to look good. They all dress really well. I'm telling you guys, anybody don't hesitate, man. You're putting your own happiness on hold, bro.
Okay. I got to ask the buzzing question that people worry in the back of their minds. How much did the girls on your calls look like the pictures?
90, some look better on the video than their pictures.
Wow.
There was maybe one or two that you could tell maybe a little bit of they just changed their hair color.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they're very accurate.
But they didn't look worse.
No, not at all.
Just a hair color change. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. All right, guys, we got this live opportunity with our brother here. What else? What other question you want to hit him with? And guys, do this me a favor. Unmute yourself and come on video. And let's join the conversation. We'd love to chat with you guys too. First of all, how many of you guys have been thinking about doing the virtual quest tour? I'm just curious. You can put in the chat or comment in. Jason? Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going to do it.
Oh, right on, Adrian. That's cool. So Paul, Alan's, I want to do both. So let me break out of this and let's go to, I'm going to unpin us so we can bring other people in here in the call. Adrian, I'm just curious, for you, what would your qualifications be? What would you tell a romance coach you're looking for in your woman?
Oh man, just someone traditional, family oriented. That's really the main reason why I want to do it. They all look great, so that part's kind of covered with most of them from what I've seen in the photos. So just someone more traditional and serious, I would say.
Yeah. Would you say that's a problem finding that in the U.S.?
Yes, definitely. I'm not there. Look, there's good women here, but it's not. It's needle in a haystack situation. It's the numbers aren't good here.
I hear you. I hear you. So, Greg, you've got your second date lined up. What's on plate for the rest of this week for you?
Right now, I believe I have 4 more dates this week. So this being I've just officially started my second week today.
Mhm.
And I think that's more than enough. I think I'm pretty good with the selections I have,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to turn. Anna's got a suggestion. I'm definitely going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to cut. You never know. Maybe it's something I'm not. I'm just trying to keep an open mind, and I'm just going with the program, brother. I'm just letting it happen.
No, that's
I'm
great.
trying
Don't
to
force it.
control anything.
And enjoy it.
Quick question for Greg. Uh, from the profiles of the women that you selected, it's my understanding that you select some, and then the romance coach selects some. How many of your choices did you actually go on to meet?
So the first day, my assignment was to pick 10. Out of those 10, only 2 said no.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, that's a pretty good. That's
Yeah, it
huge.
is. It really
Um,
is.
but all my top picks, they're all a go, and they all seem to enjoy me so far.
Awesome.
So it's been
Awesome.
pretty seamless.
I'm happy for you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for answering my question.
I'm happy for all of us that Mark put this deal together, brother.
Right? Right.
Incredible.
Somebody else was making comments, the tour is better. You get to meet 90 or 100 women in 2 days and this kind of thing. And I want to remind you that there's differences in strategies, but the same result. And ultimately, everyone goes. You can't marry somebody you haven't met in person. So
Right.
it's like they're all spokes to the same hub. They all go the same direction. If you're on an individual quest tour, then you meet in person, you go with your chemistry, your first, and you have all your bearings about you and you're there live. And that's one thing. And all the, another level of custom matchmaking. You go on a group tour, you also get the bonus of your dating based on first impressions out of everybody. You pick based on who has connection right about. And that's a great methodology. You don't have to advance pick anybody. You pick based who's picking you and who you're picking on real time. And you get to hang out with the brothers, and in this way, you can, for whatever reason, some guys are on lockdown, they can't travel, this kind of thing. It allows you for a first shot at it at a lower price point, and then you come when you find the one and you just go, I'm coming to meet you, I spend time with you in person. So the end result is basically the same. And as long as, like I said, as long as the system's producing marriages and people coming, somebody asked the question, how long do you wait to go meet somebody after you find somebody that really jumps out to you? So let's say at the end of the week and you're chatting with a few, and maybe in a couple of weeks you really have one that's special to you. How long would you wait to come and see her?
Well, I'm at this point. I've got they want to do a spinal cord stimulator because I just saw a neurosurgeon last week before one of my dates actually, and he said, "Look, man, your back is so screwed up." He says, "I don't want to touch you." I said, "But let's try the spinal cord stimulator." So I'm just waiting for all the insurance and crap on that deal. As soon as I'm well enough, uh, to walk and to be able to, I mean, I'm going. I saw this as a great opportunity uh, to really kind of consolidate the process. What
Mm-hmm.
better way you do this? It's kind of like, you're kind of screening people. Then by the time I get over there, maybe I've narrowed it down to 2 or 3 ladies, and you meet them in person, and however that chemistry works, it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, if it isn't too personal. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, just wanted to jump in. My comment about the group tour being a little bit better. I totally agree with you. I think it's difficult to improve on perfection, and you did it by adapting to the challenging situations of all kinds, both for the ladies as well as for the men. My point was the fun thing about the group tour there are women that I would have never thought to date. I went out on dates with and just had a blast because I had the time of being there in person. And then also I got a chance to watch them interacting with other women. And that's always an important dynamic to watch. What are they doing? And there was a very small few, but one or two that I would have thought about going on a date with, but I actually didn't. And my romance coach, she agreed. She says, yeah, they were kind of acting a little bit rude there. That was interesting to watch. So just a perspective. And I know there are a lot of success stories. I've heard them on the VQT and that and the individual quest tour. So good job on all those.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, I invented the group tour. It's the model. It's still my preference because I get to enjoy with you guys. I get to be there and hang out and see all the energy. And so I love the format. I think it's, it's our flagship product. It's the program that you see in all the videos and stuff. And by the way, another thing that's going on here is I now have an upsurge in interest in Thailand. And so all of these events of the world are just expanding people's minds to what could be. And I got a guy who's so freaking happy with his lady over there, and he spent an extra time, and they're just enjoying, as you can imagine, in Thailand, places you can go to enjoy with your lady. So that is a very vibrant and growing option, and we'll do more videos and let you guys hear more about that as time goes on. David, go ahead.
The best thing about your group tour is also just the experience in the Ukraine culture. I mean, there's talking about it, there's seeing it, and then there's living it, and it rounds out your perception of the people that you're with. That just, in my opinion, reinforced what an amazing group of people they are, and what an amazing country.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I appreciate that, Doug. Great chime in from a brother who's been there, done that, and really got to taste it. I love it. All right. Any last questions before we wrap this up and close off with Gregory here? Nope. Okay, great. All right, Greg, just give some final thoughts. I just want to first thank you again and tell you I love you, and I want you to just keep sharing your energy with me. It's just great to see your joy, and you've got such a mature perspective on how the whole thing works, and I know the right one to be there for you. But just give us some your final thoughts there.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting over there. And, just like David mentioned, I know that it'll be a completely different dynamic. So it's truly given me a lot of joy and hope with, a lot of the stuff I'm going through. I live with pain every day. And this has been just an incredible blessing. And I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything is, everything happens for a reason. And I'm at the right place at the right time, and looking forward to being there in person and starting my final journey with the future Mrs. G.
and you will, and I'll look forward to hanging out with you when you come. All right, brother, my best to you and all the brothers in the tribe. I love you guys. And just remember, all of these things, I want to encourage you when you see these experiences and videos and everything else, always be asking yourself, can you see yourself in that? Does this speak to you? Does this sound like something that makes sense for you, is resonate for you, something you could see yourself doing? That's why we do all this. It's not just so we can tell stories. It's so you listen to your heart and you say, I can see that. I can totally see that happening. And so appreciate all you guys being here. And it's to your success, your joy, your happiness, to your heart coming fully alive that we do all of these things. It's my purpose, bring men's hearts to life and inspire men. So I'm glad to have you on board. Strength and honor. And you're next.